Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a great weekend so far. It is going to be a pretty typical August weekend here, the last weekend fully in August. Next week is Labor Day weekend. Sunday is September 1st. The whole summer has flown by. And this weekend the weather is looking really nice. Today especially, lots of sunshine, pretty much dry across the board. There is a 10% chance for an isolated shower, really for our coastal spots today. Tomorrow though, we'll bring back scattered storms, some cooling showers for our Sunday. It is going to be breezy all weekend long. Winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Those speeds and the direction mostly from the east to northeast. So nice kind of breeze out there today and tomorrow, making it feel like really delightful weather. And temperatures will be in the low 90s. Of course, it will be hot and a little bit humid, but nothing off the charts, especially today. We have some drier air around, especially on the North Shore, and therefore our dew points are a little bit lower. So it's not going to be oppressively muggy today. That's fantastic news, especially if you're north of the lake. That's where you'll notice that it feels a little bit nicer outside. South Shore, not so much, but then tomorrow and into the new work week, the mugginess comes back. Moisture is on the increase tomorrow. Dew points back in the mid-70s every day this week, starting tomorrow. So the humidity and sticky and sort of uncomfortable feel returns tomorrow and stays with us to finish the last full week of August. Today looks great. We'll see lots of sunshine, a few clouds, and that's it. The breezy conditions today, mostly dry all day, and this evening, clear skies. Temperatures will be in the 80s tonight, warm and humid for the evening hours. Here's our precision cast on our Saturday. Those are the isolated showers and storms, really just showers probably today, maybe a rumble of thunder for our coastal spots into the early afternoon. Not really looking at much rain at all today, which is good for outdoor plans. Today is a good pool day, take a walk in the park day, things like that, anything outside. Just don't forget to wear sunscreen or some sort of sun protection like a hat, sunglasses, all that. Sunday is when the changes do start to come our way with that upper disturbance passing nearby, just to our south, kind of overhead tomorrow. We'll start to see some scattered storms probably overnight, 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't be surprised if you have some passing showers and storms overnight while you're sleeping. And then tomorrow, some more scattered storms in the mix, maybe some heavier showers, but they will be moving by. They're not going to just park themselves over. So they'll be moving by swiftly, but we'll have those occasional passing showers and storms in the morning tomorrow into the afternoon, but it's not going to be a washout. There will be plenty of dry breaks in between tomorrow. So if you will be outdoors tomorrow, just keep an eye on the radar. We'll have just a regular, really summer day with those scattered storms. We're no stranger to that. Getting into tomorrow evening, seeing that kind of wind down, and then for the first part of the work week, typical hit or miss storm coverage expected. We'll see some changes though, possibly by the middle of the week, which we'll get to in just a few moments. But as for tomorrow, expect a little bit more cloud cover, breaks of sunshine, temperatures in the low 90s, 90, 91 degrees. So right around average, not terribly hot, but still going to feel a little more humid tomorrow with some scattered storms around tomorrow. Breezy northeasterly winds on Sunday around maybe 5 to 15 miles per hour at times during the day. So this is what we have in the upper pattern, the changes that are expected this week. Hopefully they do play out this way. Mostly seeing our weather pattern being controlled by an upper ridge of high pressure, but we have that disturbance coming by tomorrow, going by the Gulf Coast pretty rapidly, already into Texas by Monday. So that's why we'll see some scattered storms around tomorrow. And then we're talking about this moisture that's coming into the Gulf of Mexico. Just like a disorganized blob of moisture. The models really are not going to do much with this thing. So not expecting really any development as we get into this week. We'll watch it, but looking like maybe just an increase in our moisture content, hopefully by the midweek time frame, because this will actually supply us with an opportunity for scattered showers and storms, and we need some rain. It's been really dry this month, so hopefully we'll get a good dose of tropical moisture this week. But with this, it's going to feel more muggy and sticky and humid all week, but I think we'll get some cooling showers, especially Wednesday. But the models now are starting to trend this in kind of a more southerly and westerly direction, almost taking the bulk of the moisture out of our area. So we'll see how this plays out, but fingers crossed that we get good soaking rain at times this week. But I only have a 30 to maybe 40% chance of rain from Sunday to this upcoming Friday. Wednesday, a little bit higher, 40, maybe 50%, and that's really it. Hopefully we can get those numbers up just a little bit, because we've only gotten less than half an inch of rain so far for the month of August. So we certainly could use some. The lawns need some. And this is what we have this week. Hopefully we'll have a few passing storms during the upcoming week. Rainfall totals not that impressive. The bulk of the rain, like I mentioned, may be falling just to our south and to our west. And the best chance for rain this week, I think, will be more so on the South Shore and for our coastal spots especially. Anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain is expected over the next 7 days for the South Shore. And then the North Shore, maybe a quarter to half an inch of rain over the next week too. So not that much rain is going to be falling across our region over the next 7 days. And luckily, temperatures will be kept in check. Lower 90s, maybe getting to the mid 90s early in the week if we don't get any cooling showers with the high pressure nearby. It still keeps our temperatures a little bit above average this week. So hot and humid, but there's no surprise there. At least we're getting closer to the first day of fall. September 22nd is the autumnal equinox, so getting closer, less than a month now. So it's coming, it's around the corner. And you could kind of feel it, sort of, as we get into the last week of August. And surprisingly, tropics nice and quiet to round out the month of August. Nothing expected to develop in the next week. We'll be watching as this big area of moisture comes off of Africa. So if we get into the next few days and nothing happens, that's great. But as we go into September, don't be surprised if we start to see things being highlighted. Doesn't mean it's going to come here, but something, to keep in mind. We still have many more months of the hurricane season left, and it has been unusually quiet for August, but of course we know the peak is now, and the peak's officially September 10th, and we stay, pretty busy until about early October, generally speaking, looking at historical averages. So don't be surprised if things pick up. Hopefully they don't, but over the next week, don't have to worry about the tropics, don't have to stress about that at all. Here's our 7-day forecast. Every day, temperatures in the low 90s. Today looks like a fantastic summer day to get outside, but of course it will be hot. And then the humidity really increases tomorrow, stays muggy and hot all week, and we'll see the return of a few hit or miss showers and storms every day, especially tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back for the WWL Louisiana News this evening.